Hi everybody, this is Cube of Cars. I am Mike and today I am back to Bangkok for a second time after looking at the Launcher Beta in one of my last videos that maybe you have seen already. Until today I have still been searching for a cool classic car for a big Southeast Asia road trip that I have planned, and now I have found this bright orange Mercedes 280 TE estate or station wagon, which I have fallen instantly in love with, especially because of this sensational orange color, which I think suits perfectly for the TE model. And I think it's a perfect match for the color crazy 70s that this Benz had its origin. I am sure that some of you wrinkled the nose about the white wall tires, which do not really fit for a 70s car, but that's a bit of a Thai style taste. I mean, when I first saw the pictures in the internet, I also didn't like it, but that's something I can easily change anytime, and I'm not sure if I do it immediately or I keep it for the moment. This is an early TE model. VIN number is just 3487. So I still have to investigate its exact production date, but I think it left the factory in 1978 or 1979. It still has its original 2.8 liter engine with now 150,000 miles on the clock, which should not really be a problem for this engine. I don't know much about the ownership history of the car yet, but originally it was probably sold to the UK, and there it spent the first 10 years of its life. And in 1989 it was then imported to Thailand. This is confirmed by the documents that are with the car. I think the car is in a good usable condition. For sure not perfect, but it looks nice and it runs well, at least it did on the test drive. I have just handed over a pile of cash money to the seller, 340,000 baht to be precise, and that's 8,800 euros. Let me know if you think that it was a good deal or if you think I got ripped off. And now the adventure begins. I mean, I bought the car in Bangkok and right now I am still in the capital of Thailand. But as some of you know, I live in Phuket. That's an island about 700 kilometers south of Bangkok. But that's the distance as the crow flies. So obviously I first have to make it through the infamous Bangkok city traffic, which is for sure a nightmare. And then I have to drive 900 kilometers across the country. I hope you want to join me on this exciting road trip, which will probably take 2 days if nothing goes wrong. But fingers crossed, a Benz is a Benz, so I think it will make it. But first, I will go to my hotel because now it's already in the evening. I don't want to drive at night, so we will start tomorrow early in the morning. See you in the morning. Good, then let's head into Bangkok rush hour traffic and see how it works. Well, that's now one of the bad things, all these U-turns that you have to do in Bangkok, and you have to head straight into the oncoming traffic. But luckily the other car blocks everything. And I don't know why, but my GPS is silent. Oh, that looks really frightening now. That's a roundabout with, I think it's 6 lanes, and I have to go around it and then somehow try to get out of it again. Wow, really horrible. What's that now? Does he mean me? Oh no, that's just an escort. This is now the bridge across the big Chao Phraya River.
After 1 kilometer, keep right.
Wow, my GPS woke up. I cannot imagine. Maybe that's now a good time to explain the way that we want to go. From Bangkok we go west to Nakhon Pathom, and there I have a little surprise for you. That's the Jesada Technik Museum, more or less the only real classic car museum in Thailand. From there we go south along the coast of the Gulf of Thailand to Hua Hin, Prachuap Khiri Khan, and then Chumpon, where I want to stay overnight. From Chumpon we go west over a mountain range to Ranong, and then south all along the coast of the Andaman Sea to Khao Lak, and finally to Phuket. Wow, that's now really a good example of the roads here in Bangkok. I mean, there are 10 lanes on the ground, 2 and 3, and then oncoming 3 and 2 again, and the tollway on top with again 6 more lanes. Finally, I would say the Bangkok traffic is not so bad like I expected it to be. I mean, it was really okay, not so much traffic, not so difficult to navigate, so I wouldn't mind doing it again. Okay guys, here we are at Jesada Technik Museum in Nakhon Pathom. That's about 1 hour west of Bangkok, and it's a collection that a Thai guy founded in 1997, and within 10 years until 2007 he collected about 500 classic cars and planes and trains and so on. Okay, we are inside now. Let's get a first impression. It's a big open hall which looks a bit like an vintage parking garage, not so much like a museum. And we first want to have a look at the cars which are in a little bit better condition. They seem to be the ones here in the front. So this one is a Studebaker Silver Hawk, very nice vintage Renault. Citroen. Then 2 cars that I really like, this Tatra and the older Tatra Plan. Really cool cars. And this one seems to be in a really nice restored condition. Nice French Panhard. Then a really rare rear-engined Benz 170H from 1935. That's a Princess Skyline, really nice. I mean, not the condition, but I like this car. I had a Nissan Skyline from 1978, but this one is much older. I guess it's late 60s, early 70s, but nice car. And here are 2 cars that I would be very, very interested in. Nissan President, the first series and the second series next to it. I mean, also in a very, very rough condition, but that would be a cool car to have in a restored, nice condition. So that's the front of this Nissan President. It was really a very big limousine for Japan with a V8 engine. That's the first series. And that's the second series. I mean, in Europe you absolutely do not see them at all, and I also haven't seen them here in Thailand on the road. Russian Volga. What's that one? Bond. Oh, and these are the famous Bond bugs. Quite a funny car. Please let me know what this is. I have absolutely no idea. They seem to have some extra wheels here. It's a 3-wheeler plus 2 extra wheels. That's really something absolutely cute. That's a Piaggio truck with trailer. So I have seen everything that I wanted to see today. I think it was worth the visit here in this museum, and if you want to see more of the cars or more or less everything, then please have a look at my second video, which I will post later, because there I will show all of the cars, and it would be too much to do that in this video today. So in this video I want to concentrate on my journey to Phuket. We start from the Jesada Technik Museum now, and I put Chumpon in my GPS. 453 kilometers, 7 hours. The highways here in Thailand are not so bad. Usually they are 2 lanes in each direction. But they are not completely separated from the rest of the traffic like it would be on a German Autobahn. So in fact, you go on this multi-lane highway even through the villages. So you always have to be aware of slower motorbikes or whatever coming into your lane. So it's always a little bit of extra caution that's necessary. But as I said, it's not so bad to drive, and usually you can go 90 or 100 as the speed limit is 90, but nobody really cares about that. So most of the traffic runs with a speed between 90 and 120. Oh, that's why it's interesting. I think I have to find a U-turn and we have a look there. That's the reason why I like this kind of road trips and not just going with the plane somewhere, because you always see interesting things along the road, and I love to stop for them and check them out. That would be an interesting addition to the museum that we have just seen. Holden and cheap Wagoneer. Can something like that still be saved? I don't think so. But really interesting to see that here. The more south we get, the better the weather is. So now the sunshine is out, and we are somewhere between Hua Hin and Kirikan, and my hotel is in Chumpon. That's about 250 kilometers from here to go, and it's now 5 in the late afternoon, so I think I will arrive at about, I guess 8. We are close to sunset now. It's about 6 p.m. Sunset is quite early here in Thailand. So I guess in half an hour it's quite dark already. This is sunset over Kirikan. In fact, it looks really nice. Couldn't be better at the beach. It's getting dark really very fast here. So it's just 7 p.m. and daylight is completely gone. Not sure if you can see what is on this truck, but for me it looks like a Ford Skyliner. Could that be? This is my very Thai style breakfast with noodle soup and chicken. So let me fast finish my breakfast, then check the car, check the oil, and hopefully it will start. Not so bad. You should try that. But it's a bit difficult with sticks and the noodles. That's it. Everything fine. Back in the car, ready to start on the second part of the trip. But I first want to show you the two problems that I found so far with the car. Problem number one is something that the seller already told me. That's the fuel gauge, which doesn't really show correctly. So it just doesn't go lower than a quarter full, which could be quite dangerous if you think you still have fuel and suddenly run out of fuel. I knew that already, so that was the reason why I fill up every 200 or 300 kilometers just to be 100% sure that I do not run out of gas. The second problem is a bigger problem. I have troubles to start the engine easily. I do not think it's a big issue. I hope my Benz repair shop in Phuket can fix that easily. But fingers crossed, I don't know it. So if anyone of you has an idea what could be the problem, please let me know in the comments below. So I will show you the starting process now. Okay, that was the effect of showing off the problem. It didn't really show the problem so much, so I was just it needed a little bit too long to start up, and in fact it was a bit shaking when it started, but it was not the big problem that I wanted to show you. Maybe the bigger issue is when the engine is hot, so I will show you later with a hot engine the same starting process, and maybe that's more a problem of the more a hot starting problem. We will see. So let's start. It's now really a very nice part of the trip. It's a really very good surface road and just a few bends that it doesn't get boring, and you can just cruise along with 80 kilometers per hour and enjoy the green, lush tropical landscape. Absolutely beautiful. Except for the bananas and coconuts along the road. I mean, that could really be a small mountain road in the Bavarian Alps that's very, very similar and absolutely fun to drive. think we better fill up the gas again. Full. Let's do a rough calculation how much gas I needed. 190 miles is about 304 kilometers. 35.6 liter divided 3.04, 11.7 liters per 100 kilometer. That's really absolutely okay. So nothing to complain about that. I think that's 100% fine for the 280 Ti. And now I will show you my hot starting problem. I will just turn the key. I will not put the foot on the gas just to see what happens. Maybe we switch off the air condition just to be sure we do not need too much energy. And start. So it needs a time until it seems to start. Then it somehow starts, but there is then not enough gas in it. The engine dies again. Now I will try the same procedure with gas. I mean, it starts, but it's surely not like a Benz should start, so I would expect from a Benz just turn the key and it's there. So it needs a bit too long, it needs a little bit at least of gas, and it somehow doesn't sound like I would expect it should sound. So what is your idea? What is your what would you think could be the problem? Please let me know, and I want to get that fixed because a Benz, I think it must just start with turning the key and it must be on. We have passed Ranong and are now on the way to Khao Lak, and this area is very rural, so you don't find many real cities. And what's a bit of a problem now for me, I also don't find any proper conventional shops like I know them. I mean, usually in Phuket or probably anywhere else in Thailand you have a 7-Eleven every few hundred meters, and here it's all just very, very small local shops, and I have a bit the problem that I only have 1000 baht notes in my pocket, and I think they will have a problem to just change, because if you buy something for 10 or 20 bahts, they don't want to have these 1000 baht notes. So let's see, I really have to find a shop now to get something to drink. I'm very close to dehydration already, and I am also quite hungry. So finally I have my lunch, and that is quite good. Really good. But to be honest, I do not really know what it is. But I always just ask if it's spicy or not, and if they say not, I just eat it and don't want to know the details.
How about the fight?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Where do you go?
Phuket.
You come from
Bangkok.
Bangkok.
Long drive, yes. Bye-bye. So, I had lunch. I have this cha kiao yen, which is a green tea with milk and ice, which is really quite good and very typical for Thailand. I have just realized that the indicator glass is loose. And I think one of that connection joints is broken. So just want to put it back like this and now fix it with tape that I don't completely lose it. So that should be fine for the moment. So here is finally the sea. So that's now the coastal road along Khao Lak. Wow, I'm so excited. Now we have really nearly arrived. This is Sarasin Bridge. That's a bridge which connects mainland with the island of Phuket. And on both sides you can see the Andaman Sea and already the first beautiful beaches of Phuket. We have just passed Sarasin Bridge. Short after Sarasin Bridge is then a police checkpoint, and as soon as we have passed this checkpoint, there are just 30 kilometers more to reach my house. That was the checkpoint. I didn't look like a criminal, drug dealer or terrorist, so I have permission to enter Phuket and can continue my journey. On the last kilometers we face now the normal Phuket rush hour traffic at this time of the day, so it's 5 p.m. now. In total I needed 9 hours for this second part today. I mean, I didn't permanently drive for 9 hours, I also made my breaks, but finally it really takes longer than you would expect. For 450 kilometers, I mean 9 hours, that means that's just an average of 50 kilometers per hour, even if you think you always drive 70 or 80. Okay, finally I have arrived at home in Phuket. I think it was an epic journey and I really appreciate that you stayed tuned till the end of the video. The 40-year-old Benz has proved absolutely reliable and has managed the 800-kilometer road trip without major problems, except for this starting problem with the hot engine. Here in Thailand, you don't have this kind of nationwide roadside assistance like you have in Germany, for example, with the ADAC. So it's always a major headache if you break down and you have to find a local mechanic or a tow truck. So it's always a certain risk to start on a big journey with a car that you have just bought. Here in Phuket, the Benz will get a major service now. Of course, all the fluids will get changed. And then I want to have all the critical parts checked, like the belts, the brakes, the tie bars, the bearings and so on. And hopefully the problem with the starting of the hot engine can get sorted. if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a like. And I would be curious to know your opinion about the orange color, and also especially about the white wall tires, if you would change them or if you would leave it like it is. And if you have any advice concerning the starter problem, please also leave a comment. That would be very much appreciated. Of course, I will soon do a detailed review about the car with all its special details and also a little bit of background history about the TE model. So if you don't want to miss that, please subscribe to my channel and see you next time.